Hey everyone, welcome back to the Bowtied Body Language channel. It's Owl, here to help you unlock the mind's secrets, both conscious and unconscious. Together, we'll master the art of body language for personal growth and success. And for more insights, tips, and discussions, don't forget to check out my Twitter at bowtied_owl. With that said, let's get into today's video analysis.
Infidelity, a word that conceals as much as it reveals. On today's video, we look into the art of detecting unfaithfulness through the lens of body language. Each gesture, each shift in posture holds the key to a secret concealed. Join us as we dissect and interpret the physical tells that often go unnoticed, uncovering the truth behind the façade of fidelity. Discover what lies behind a nervous laugh, a quick defensive fold of arms, or a subtle avoidance of gaze.
En una encuesta de hace unos años, el 60% de las mujeres colombianas dijeron haber engañado a su pareja. Entonces, ¿ustedes creen que es cierto que muchas chicas colombianas engañan a sus parejas aquí?
Sí, total. Sí. Tanto hombres como mujeres. Sí.
El 60%.
So we start the video and we see Pink Hat's arm snap shut. This is generally an instinctive reflex, perhaps signaling some discomfort or natural defense. Beside her, you can see her companion also wraps her torso, and this gesture is often driven by an inner need for protection as well. But for now, let's chalk this up to being uncomfortable with the camera.
De las mujeres colombianas dijeron haber engañado a su pareja.
At 9 seconds, here we unveil a statistic on infidelity, and it's Pink Shirt's reaction that captivates us. We see a little flicker of surprise, a candid moment where true feelings surface before composure regains its foothold. Now, shift your focus to Pink Hat and take in her reaction, or the lack thereof.
Entonces, ¿ustedes
Fast forward, and the contrast is evident. You see Pink Shirt's laughter ring with authenticity, and you can see that around her eye area. Yet, if you look at Pink Hat, she's looking away, covering her smiling mouth. Now, some may interpret this as surprise, but I interpret it as nervousness or discomfort. And here's why. Covering a smile often occurs when we're surprised or uncomfortable, especially with sensitive topics like infidelity. Alongside, the woman's self-embrace, with her arms covering her stomach area, is a textbook self-comfort move in moments of vulnerability.
creen que es cierto que muchas chicas colombianas engañan a sus parejas?
The scene subtly shifts from Pink Hat's hand leaving her mouth to a fleeting glimpse of distaste for the interviewer. And you can note, too, that both of their hands, Pink Shirt and Pink Hat, are pretty restless and revealing.
Aquí.
Sí, total. Sí. Tanto hombres como mujeres. Sí.
The promptness of Pink Hat's response to the infidelity question is pretty telling here. She's quick to affirm with a nod, and we should be asking yourself, is this a sign of conviction or a quick cover or just a reflex to align with the perceived majority? But to add a layer on top of that, we see a quick addendum where she says both men and women. But the question wasn't about both men and women, it was about women only. So we ask ourselves, why the swift inclusion? And this is perhaps a reflection of her own narrative or a broad social commentary on infidelity.
Sí, yo sí creo que sí, pero es porque es mucho de cultura, pues es muy cultura como en fiestas, como ay, un beso, pues porque sí, reto, o pues entonces la gente no lo considera engañar, entonces creo que pues sí pasa mucho y también con hombres.
After watching the full response, we're going to break down the woman in the white shirt's reaction, and what you'll notice right away is her folded arms in front of her, which mirror her companion in pink from earlier. This is just a classic self-barrier that suggests a subconscious shield against unwelcome facts or emotions. Not uncommon when talking about cheating.
Yo sí creo que sí, pero es porque es mucho de cultura.
So upon our first response about it being about the culture, we do see some ear scratching, which is an important cue. On top of that, we also note that she used the opposite arm to scratch her ear. This means her arm is being used as a block or a barrier for her body, along with some self-soothing techniques. Generally, this would indicate some sort of deception or indications of deception, or that she doesn't actually believe what she's saying right now.
Pues es muy cultura como...
We see another interesting cue here with her hand going to her mouth directly after her ear scratch. And generally, when you're looking for deception, these are signs that you look for. Hands to mouth, hands to ears.
En fiestas, como ay, un beso, pues porque sí, reto, o pues entonces la gente no lo considera engañar.
So we see a big lean back here, and it's an intuitive step away from her own words about cheating. It's as if her body's retreating from the statement before us. Like Pink Hat, she includes men in the analysis unprovoked. And again, we need to ask ourselves, why would she do that?
Entonces creo que pues sí pasa mucho y también con hombres.
Sí, sí, porque pues yo siento que es de parte y parte, que los hombres colombianos también engañan a su pareja, pero las mujeres saben cómo disimularlo y saben cómo no hacerlo notar. Sí.
So now we get into the black shirt lady, and she's standing with a nice open stance with hands relaxed behind her. Her smile reaches her eyes, which is a hallmark of sincerity. She's really an open book here, and her demeanor is inviting and trusting.
Sí, sí, porque pues yo siento que es de parte y parte, que los hombres colombianos también engañan a su pareja, pero
So once again, we see the deflection of bringing males into the conversation unprovoked when the original conversation was about females. She says, I feel that's on both sides, but there's one distinct cue that hopefully you picked up on, and that is when the conversation shifts, you should see her hands shift as well. She brings them from around her back to the front like a self-embrace hug that suggests a protective instinct or that she's uncomfortable.
las mujeres saben cómo disimularlo y saben cómo
As she's explaining that women know how to cheat and hide it better than men, we see a nice look of self-satisfaction on her face here.
no hacerlo notar.
Sí, conozco amigas que han engañado a la pareja. Pues una de las razones fue que porque estaba aburrida y que entonces quería como algo nuevo, pero igual amaba a la pareja, pero quería como algo rápido, espontáneo.
There's not too much to garner here from White Shirt's response. It's pretty standard body language, so we're not going to look too far into it.
No, simplemente lo hacen, yo no sé, dicen amar mucho a su pareja, pero no tienen como una razón en específico.
Caen en la tentación del
Sí,
momento.
como casi siempre es o en fiestas o
Por ese lado, sí.
personas de su pasado también.
Just some general observations on Pink Hat. We see her body language is pretty expansive. Her arms are open, inviting a lot of discussion, while you see Pink Shirt next to her is withdrawing into herself. This is just a visual whisper of reservation and perhaps some reluctance to talk about the topic.
Solo el 21% de los hombres colombianos dijeron haber engañado a su pareja.
No.
Entonces,
As the topic turns to male infidelity, Pink Shirt's body coils tighter, and it's a full body denial. But look at Pink Hat. She's undisturbed, almost offering a smile that speaks louder than her words. It's a silent show of support that says, I understand, without uttering a syllable. So in the final analysis, and if you're leaning on my expertise, it seems we've got a standout in this ensemble. The lady in the pink shirt. She's the one who, according to the cues we've pieced together, likely hasn't strayed or strayed much. As for the others, I'll leave that to you. And if you look closely, consider the signs, you can draw your own conclusions. Thanks for listening.
Want to learn more about body language? Don't forget to like, share, and follow for more content like this. Be sure to download your free copy of Read the Room using the link in my bio. It's a comprehensive guide to understanding nonverbal communication. Applying this knowledge will revolutionize your personal and professional relationships.